Greetings. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you're having a fabulous Monday morning, Monday afternoon, whenever you're watching this live or the replay. I have been so interested in this whole shift from Pluto and Capricorn to Pluto and Aquarius. It's all over the socials. And I wanted to dive into this topic in way more personal detail with all of you today. So I invited two new friends of mine, Ashley of Awaken Wellness. She is a astrologer, human design, wellness. She has all these beautiful cosmic gifts as an astrologer, helping us kind of come back to the power within. And my other amazing new friend, Harmony Sunshine, which, ooh, who doesn't want that kind of name? Also an astrologer, really bringing in that kind of chart interpretation of your inner connection, your harmony with the world. I love it because harmony is one of my themes right now. So I just feel like she's in my life for a reason. So we are going to jam, the three of us, about this transit, if I'm using the correct word, and find out, like, what does it mean? It's a big 20-year shift for all of us. So I want to invite both of them in to talk. If you have questions, please post a comment, live or otherwise, and we will love to answer and speak to it as we can. Okay, ladies, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hello. Thanks for having
Oh,
us, Stacy.
I'm so excited to have you here because I can't get enough of like geeking out over this Pluto transit. Am I using the right word?
Yes.
Yes,
Transit.
that's the
Okay.
right word. Yeah.
So, Harmony, let me start with you if you don't mind.
Yeah.
What have you noticed, like, in terms of, like, I felt clearer and my dreams shifted last week. Like, I felt this sense of lightness, but I don't know, does it happen this fast? Like, what are we to be expecting in terms of like leaving Capricorn and welcoming, or maybe, I don't know, maybe some, I
Yeah.
always feel like
I love
you're
that
welcoming
you're like
something
talking
in.
about dreams. I feel like dreams have been a huge theme actually for people the last week. Me and Ashley were just talking about dreams like right before the call. I think the dreams are also connected to, Mercury retrograde is coming up literally today at like 9:30 or something EST. And so a lot of times like that can kick up a lot of dreams as well, especially dreaming about things that have happened in the past or people that like are no longer in your field. But as far as like the energy shift that happened, last Tuesday, so not even a week ago, you kind of touched on something that's important, which is like, yeah, you might not be feeling the energy yet. What I've kind of been seeing and feeling from people is like, a lot of people are feeling it already. It kind of depends on, where Capricorn and Aquarius are at in your chart, and also, what planets in your chart are making aspects to them. So that's, of course, something you can dive deeper into with me or Ashley. But as far as like the energy shift, Capricorn is, the father or the grandfather of the zodiac. So it's this definitely more intense like energy, and it's this, it's ruled by Saturn, which, can be, you hear Saturn return sometimes, which can be a really intense period of your life. So with having Pluto, the planet of death, rebirth, and transformation, being in this heavier, denser earth energy of Capricorn, that's like kind of always being really focused, really always very much in the mind and like in the material like world, rather than like being able to like lift up out of that. So now that we've had this shift where Pluto's moving into Aquarius, which is a lighter energy, Aquarius is an air sign, and Aquarius is all about making, it's kind of like this like zealot energy of like making a positive change in the world, like as a community, like not having to do it on your own, really finding that within, but then like joining with like-minded souls in that way. So the reason we're all feeling this is because Aquarius is literally a collective energy. Like that's kind of its focus. And so it's like we're actually I'm feeling like a lot of energy in my arms right now. It's kind of like this, outstretched energy of like putting our arms around each other and like moving forward to make this positive change in our like collective consciousness, like together. So definitely know that people are already feeling it, but just also expect, since this is a 20-year transit, super duper long, you're going to maybe not feel it till later. If you have a planet somewhere in Aquarius, when that Pluto kind of comes on top of that planet in your natal chart, you're going to feel it way stronger. But yeah, if you're already feeling something, trust that it is what it is, and trust your intuition on whatever that means for you too.
That's so interesting. And Ashley, I cannot wait to hear your take on this as well too. But last week, right before Pluto moved and was still, I had this very profound with the Taurus full moon, this very, or was that before? Anyway, I think.
Somewhere in that zone.
It was
Yes,
right
in that
before.
zone. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Just my dates, I don't do time anymore. So anyway, but I had this whole vision. I was kind of in this dream state, this vision around my father's trauma and how it was affecting me and influencing me around worthiness. And then my grandfather came in. It was very
What?
interesting. And it was profound. And I didn't realize, because I had done so much work recently, or like in the last however many years, with more of the feminine energies, the ancestral line on my mother's side. But my father was like, "Ooh, don't forget about me. There's some things here, girlfriend, that you got to know."
Yeah.
And it was so profound in that moment, in that time. And then, like I said, things really shifted. And I love what you said too, because I've been saying, and again, I'm just an intuitive. I love astrology, but I don't have the
Mm.
expertise in it, that we've had to walk through our own journeys of personal sovereignty in the last, at least that's what I've been feeling so much for myself, clients, friends, everybody. You can't get to that place of community and collaboration that we're being called to
Mm.
now until you really own your own truths, your own power, all of that, right? That has to be part of the new way forward first, before we can embrace, okay, what does community and collaboration look like in a very inclusive
Mm.
love foundation world? I don't know. Ashley, what do you think about all this stuff?
Yeah.
How does it relate to how you're seeing things?
Well, just what you were describing, I think about this a lot in yoga. Like, as you mentioned, I'm a yoga teacher, wellness teacher. Like, there's a pose that we do called eagle pose where you wrap yourself up super, super tight. And the reason you do that is because once you let go, you allow more blood flow to those areas of your body. So, like with Capricorn being ruled by Saturn, that constriction that you need a grip on, it's also very much associated with like self restriction, discipline, responsibility, like those tight, enclosed feelings that you have. We're now in this Pluto and Aquarius where we can unravel and let that fresh blood flow and fresh energy flow. It's like you need the constriction in order for this fresh, like new energy to be even stronger than it was before, than if you were like in a neutral place staying stagnant. So like what you were saying, like this self, all of us, I feel like since 2008 probably had much more of a stricter sense of self with this Pluto being a generational planet, like hitting Capricorn. And now we're ready to sort of break free. And like what Harmony was saying with like the arms being outstretched, like, imagine just everyone hopefully hugging each other around the world, seeing more on the other level versus the me level. Cause I feel like Capricorn can be a little bit self-focused on their own ambitions and dreams. And now Aquarius, ruled by Uranus, the planet of like really breaking the status quo and rebellion and
We're in it.
evolution
We're
and
in it.
innovation. Yeah, it's like we're being called to really look at things completely differently. So yeah, I feel like this metaphor of the constricting and then the release and expansion really feels like where we're headed with this Pluto and Capricorn to Aquarius, especially because if you think about the years we had this Pluto and Capricorn, 2008 to 2024 now, if you think back to 2008, like financial crisis,
Yep.
new administration, like Medicare, like kind of setting the foundation in order for everyone to have that personal sovereignty. And everyone's journey, looks super different, especially depending on how old you were at that time. And also, again, what house Capricorn falls in your personal natal chart. Like those are going to be the more specific themes that are going to show up. And now moving into this from earth to air, fixed air, even in, I feel like Aquarius is very much like a community, like interconnected sign where it thinks about the other. Because if we think about the opposite sign to Aquarius, Leo again is all about the self, all about like, yeah, like really understanding how to express yourself authentically and be really, really true to yourself. But if Aquarius, on the other hand, is like thinking about others and having that same amount of dedication and loyalty, but to the collective and the community. So I think that's why the general discussion on social media with Pluto and Aquarius has been generally positive. But Harmony and I were actually just talking about this morning, why why do we feel like that Pluto and Aquarius is our savior, which it doesn't
Ooh,
necessarily mean it
interesting.
is,
Yeah. To
because
say more.
yeah, like this, I mean, Pluto, again, this planet of power and power dynamics and structure, it mostly just, and it moves so slowly. So that's why you might be feeling it, especially if you have natal like angles or degrees in fixed signs. So Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus. But yeah, do you have all those?
Not
You
all
might
of
be feeling
them, but
it.
my
Yeah.
son is Taurus. I'm telling you, I
Mm.
felt it. Again, dream state immediately. I just felt lighter. I felt clearer. And I know I did a program with the two of you like last week or the week before, and you were saying some of this is coming. And I wasn't, you're never sure whether it's gonna. I'm not expecting, oh, I'm gonna wake up on the 19th and all of a sudden my world's gonna look different. Like,
Mhm.
but it started showing up in my dream state immediately. Dreams
Yeah.
that I've had for years that have felt, like to your point, Ashley, very heavy, very suppressed. And then
Mm.
all of a sudden just had a little different flavor energy to them. And I was like,
Yeah.
whatever this is, I'm in.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like a definitely a collective shift,
Yeah.
but there is gonna be like a reckoning with, especially
Mm,
Aquarius is so tied to technology,
yeah.
and um yeah, like with the rise of AI and stuff, I think it's something to be just aware of and be careful of if we are in this age that's gonna be uh, changing our relationship or deeply transforming our relationship to technology and to how we relate to each other as a humanity like species. It's just like another part of the evolution. Like I always like to look back to the history and like patterns of things. So
Mm.
last time Pluto was in Aquarius was 1777, the American Revolution and French Revolution, a
Wow.
lot of collective groups. And so there might be more of a call for like either groups, people coming together to showcase their activism for a cause that is necessary to propel humanity forward.
Whew, I love that. Yeah. I mean, if we're not in there, I don't know. It definitely feels like that. What do you think, Harmony? What's your thoughts on this kind of collective energy? Are you feeling it too?
Yeah, I'm feeling like just from what Ashley's saying about, the last time that Pluto was in Aquarius and stuff, it's definitely like this, uprising energy. And so kind of like to what she was saying as well about, a lot of things a lot of the reels, if not all of the reels you're seeing on Instagram right now are like, this is like what we needed. Everything's lighter. Everything's going to be better now. Like this fixed everything.
Mm,
Like be careful with that kind of languaging because
yeah.
there was actually a lot of positive things that Pluto and Capricorn brought as well. It
Mhm.
was like a little bit of a denser energy, but like there was also a lot of like positive change because it is this planet of transformation. Just remembering that transformation, death, and rebirth are all essential parts of the cycle of life. And
Yeah.
so, Pluto and Capricorn, it was bringing up all this like darkness, right? The Pluto energy that we see in people that are like in power. Like people view the political like landscape so differently, from like
Mhm.
2008 like was a huge like shift there.
Yeah.
And so there was a lot of positive change. Like Pluto is very like showing you things for what they really are. It rules Scorpio, so you can kind of like think about your Scorpio friends and the way that they talk about things and their conspiracy theories and all that. It's like very much like I really want to see this. So with
Mm,
Pluto,
Mhm.
it's going to bring things that are amazing and light and make us feel so much better and like hopefully more unified, but there's also shadow too. So like just like kind of me and Ashley kind of going at it with this like, don't expect this transit to be your savior. Feel into the positive energy that's at play, and also be aware that like with Pluto and Aquarius again, like there is going to be like this push with like technology and stuff. It's this transformative energy of Aquarius too. So
yeah.
feel to that energy, take what is going to serve you well, and then also bring that level of awareness in as well. Because no, like there's always transits happening that are for your good and that are also here to like make you grow. Um,
Rock your world.
Yeah.
I've been in them for like 15 years. I'm ready for quieter transits in my own personal chart, but that's just
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know, go ahead,
I
Ashley.
just wanted to add on to Harmony because she said it so beautifully. Like, Pluto is gonna ask you to change whether you're ready for it or not. It is in like in service of your highest good. And
Mhm.
sometimes I think when we were headed towards the later degrees of Pluto and Capricorn, I think collectively we all just felt like, "Ugh, we're so tired of this. We're so done with this."
Mm.
And I think that's why there's this excitement around Pluto and Aquarius because subconsciously, like on a psychological level, we're all kind of ready for something new, something to change. I think that's like a good sign of the cycles of astrology, of like why these transits happen in the exact timing and nature that they do, because we all collectively feel like, oh, we really need a change. Like, not so many people want to stay in these corporate structures. People are
No.
questioning why they idolize people in power, like the Kardashians or people with like abundant wealth and who have seemed to have reached their ambitions, Capricorn style, and like kind of questioning like why do we celebrate this hustle and overworking culture so much? And that's that yearning for that shift is probably why this Pluto and Aquarius feels so momentous because we're all ready for it. And even like showing if it shows up in your personal chart, if you've had lots of Capricorn placements or cardinal placements, so Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn in like the later degrees, you might really be feeling this itch to be like, I'm ready to change already. Like, I know what wasn't working for me isn't working for me anymore. I know this is a necessary death for this certain part of my life. And now I'm ready. I'm like prepared. I'm ready for what's next. So
Yeah.
I feel like
And
it's
I
that
think
energy that Pluto beckons us to
I
to
love
welcome.
that.
Yeah.
And I think well, I love both of I mean, you know me, I'm a sponge for insights and all your wisdom. And so to me, I think Harmony, I loved what you said about you can't link something like just like anything. I think that we all want to be like, oh, this thing is going to save us or be the thing. And it's like to me, the way I am on the planet, it's like all this stuff is beautiful and we can interact and flow and learn how to work with it and all of that and here to help us transform. But if you're linking something outside of yourself, no matter how amazing it is or not, I think you know, again, it's I'm all about come back in and ground in
Mhm.
to your own truth, knowing journey, whatever that is. And again, partner or work with rather than looking, because again, nothing can be a savior, right? Like there is no one thing. It has nuance and dimension and all of this. And we're gonna have to tussle with it at some. I mean, anytime you're talking death, transformation, rebirth, you're doing a little tussling with something at some
Mhm.
point. And I love what you both said too about technology, like this idea of like it's not happening to us. How do we want to create it in a way that's ethical? And how do we want to create it in a way that works for humanity? And I think that, you know, again, a lot of us are scared, but it's like we have this opportunity for really to be on the ground floor of this. And it's like, what do we want? And we have a lot more power, again, collectively, to your point, Ashley, about the hierarchy systems that seem to really, they don't want to go without a fight, but they are definitely crumbling from, again, the larger groups of people who are like, yeah, this isn't working. It's not working for me, not working for the planet, it's not working for the collective at large. And so I love that. And I want to ask Rich, you're Rich of Make Your Day Richer is producing this for us because he's incredible. Rich, you're listening, I'm sure, and taking this all in. Do you have a question or something that you want to ask that we haven't talked about yet, my beautiful friend?
I mean, I'm sort of blown away. There was,
Right?
and I feel like I need to watch this 16 times to really understand,
Or just get a reading.
which is fine.
Yeah,
Yes.
you need a
Yeah.
reading, Rich. You totally need a reading. Yeah.
All right. Yep, I do. So for my question would be like, how do you work on just like letting it play out like that?
Mm,
Like, I think we try to control everything ourselves and plan ahead, but that wasn't in my 5-year plan and blah blah blah. And with all of the like,
Mhm.
how do we just let go of that?
Mm. Well, from my perspective, because I love to intertwine wellness with all of this meditation, silence, stillness. meditation, yoga practices where you're in your own body, that's when you can hear more of your own truth. And your own truth will tell you, this is happening, but I know that I'm in control of how I react to it. And I know that this future thing I've been planning isn't necessarily I'm entitled to. It's not in my control. This thing that happened to me in the past, I'm not necessarily tied to that either. And just that practice of meditation brings you back to the present of what is and seeing things for what they are as this whole Pluto thing like plays out. So I'll share like a little personal story. Like for me, Pluto was in Capricorn in my seventh house the past, 15 years. And seventh house is all about marriage and partnerships. And I've had to reckon a lot with my pattern in long-term relationships and what I deserve in a relationship or in how I relate to the other. And a lot of that has crumbled throughout this Pluto and Capricorn. Like all I thought that I needed in a partner is not what I need now for this next evolution of me. And so now that I know it's headed into Aquarius, it's the eighth house for me, which is more around like mental health, psychology, other people's resources, taxes. I feel like some inheritance stuff might be coming up. And if that comes up, I'm like, okay, I'm aware. I'm not going to be projecting that it is going to happen and I need to prepare for it now, but I'm just like feeling safe in my body for that energy to come. And also just lots of like diving into mental health. Like the day after Pluto and Aquarius, I went and got a brain map, which is where they hook up like electrodes to your brain and they tell you what parts of
You
your
need
brain are
that,
more
Rich.
active or
Rich,
not.
you totally need a brain
How do
map.
you
You
even
better
know what day that was?
What do
I
you
didn't
mean?
see that on my notifications.
Oh, that you needed a
Oh,
brain map last
No,
Tuesday.
when
You
you
went.
just when you said like I don't even know what you just said because those are words that I've never said I don't think out loud in my life. But I was like, I didn't see that on the calendar that Pluto was going into whatever you said.
yeah.
Where on last
Yeah,
Tuesday. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I have a Google Calendar with like an astrologer that I really like. She's created one and it links to my Google Calendar, so that's great. But I think other people like write down these big transits, or you just follow your favorite astrologers and they'll let you know when it's happening. But I almost like I'm not a huge like forecasting type of astrologer or like prediction based astrologer. I like knowing like kind of what themes to expect and if they happen, that's great. But I love looking at astrology in retrospect, just being like I didn't plan the brain map like right after with knowing Pluto was in Aquarius. My friend had told me about it and I was super intrigued, and that was the first appointment I saw and I was like, I'm booking it. And then it was in retrospect I'm like, oh, that really does
Mm.
link up with Aquarius being in my eighth house now, which is the house of like mental health and psychology and all that stuff. So I am a big believer of like living out your life and then looking in retrospect and seeing what patterns occurred, and that's how you kind of can learn how to work with the astrology. And once you see these patterns, you know what to expect, you know how you felt during it, and letting, life and fate and destiny roll out its course. Yeah, Harmony, what do you think?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I love everything that you said. I knew you would have a good like idea since you do like literally all the mindfulness stuff. Also, I'm so interested to talk to you later about this moving in from your seventh house. I have so many thoughts for you, but we'll get into that. So what I would say is like the best way to kind of like pay attention to this energy and to like work with it, I feel like is kind of your question, is like there's a couple, key words about Aquarius that you can think of. And so when you have those themes, like I'm going to say a few things, just notice when they start to come up in your life and allow. So I think that's something that can be, because there's so much information, even from like our talk right now, right? There's just like, it's a lot for sure, especially if astrology is like newer to you. So some keywords, I'll say some that come to my head. And then Ashley, if you think of any other ones, for sure add in. But yeah, like innovation, technology, Aquarius is like kind of the weirdo of the zodiac. So it's like very much about being your most like authentic self. And then from that space, then you kind of like join into community. So like really pay attention to like letting your freak flag fly. That's like the biggest thing with Aquarius. I feel like they are just really eccentric. But yeah, like really redefining your beliefs and your values, like what is really true for you. And then like if you see like certain social causes, that like are really drawing your heart, pay attention to that, because this is the time. Like this is like seriously like the number one time to be stepping into that. Any cause that like really pulls your heartstrings, this is the time to take action on that, get involved. That is going to feel so fulfilling. And Pluto is again death and transformation, so doing those things, following those keywords, going after what lights you up and like makes a positive change in your world, that's what's going to bring you transformation. Did you have any other like key terms or words that you wanted to add, Ashley?
Yeah, like the Aquarius being super quirky, like letting your quirks be out in the open, like a belief that you've had that, like, I don't know if anyone else has ever thought this. I've been too afraid to share it. Now is the time to share this
All right,
quirky
Rich,
thought because it
take
could
note. You know I'm taking note on this.
Yeah.
because there might be more people out there that really truly relate that have also been like, I don't know if I should say this
And that'll
as
bring
well.
your crowd to you. Like that
Yeah, the community.
like-minded freaks to transform together.
I love
Yeah.
that. I love this, like the terms, the themes, and and like then anchoring it as actually saying into your body and into. I mean, this is amazing, and I know that I could talk for like. I mean, I could talk. All four of us, I think, we could be on here for like hours having this jam. However, in respect to everybody's time, and if you're watching this, I'm sure people are getting hungry and ready for lunch and all the things, or you're watching the replay on your own time. So Ashley and Harmony, let us know, like if somebody really does want a reading or they want to know more information, they want to know more specifically their own themes and how to work with it, where can they find you?
Harmony, you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. So I loved, yeah, like how Ashley was saying, like this was in her 7th and now it's in her 8th. So getting a reading is a great way to see like how specifically this transit is going to be showing up for you. Because for me, it was from my 3rd to my 4th house. So totally different energy than like what Ashley's going through. So both of us, we could kind of, look into that deeper for you so you can actually tap into the energy more so you can get more out of it and utilize that. So for me, yeah, you can book with me, calendly.com/Harmony Sunshine, or you can follow me on Instagram and book through there too. My Instagram is Harmony Sunshine Astrology, and I offer transit readings. So those are shorter for what's going on like right now, or like a full hour birth chart reading. I have a birth chart bundle too if you're newer to astrology. So you can have 3 sessions at a discounted price. And then that way you can really get deep into your chart, into your understanding, not just for this transit, but for all the transits that are coming up and for who you are as a person ever since you've been born, all the potential that lies within your chart that we can unearth together. Basically, it's super exciting.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah.
Delicious. I love it.
And then solar return readings too, if you want to kind of like project like the next year, what the energy of that is going to be like for you. We can use some information from your birthday to do that. So that's a good like birthday present for people too. But yeah, those are the ones that I offer.
Love it. Love it. Go check her out. Do it. Ashley, you too. I'm all in.
Yeah. So actually, Monday, December 16th, Harmony and I are going to be hosting another virtual Astro Circle to talk about the transits. By then, it'll be the full moon in Gemini. Mercury retrograde will have ended. By then, Mercury will be direct. But then we'll also talk about, the Pluto, the larger themes, Pluto, things happening in December. So we'll be talking about all of that stuff. We'll be sharing it on our socials soon. And for me, I also offer really quick transit readings. I more so like to do it in the group setting now where we can all talk together. I also offer for anyone like really new to astrology or human design or even like self-discovery, I offer a reading called the Self-Discovery Starter Pack. And that is a blend of 3 different modalities. So it's your astrology, your human design, and your numerology. And one of my gifts is I can see kind of the themes and through lines between all of them. So you can kind of work with all of these different modalities and take what resonates. Again, this inner authority and inner sovereignty, take what resonates and leave out what doesn't. I also do deep dive astrology and human design readings where I go into like all the planets, different aspects, different channels, sun gates for human design, all the intertwining of those. And I also have some wellness astrology related offerings. So one of them is the wellness guide for your moon sign, which
I have that. I bought it. I highly recommend it. Virgo moon. I
love it.
There were things in there that I never heard before. I love. Yes.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I take my intuitive kind of knowledge from as a yoga and meditation teacher and all of the wellness practices that I do. And then I've kind of felt out and for each moon sign, because your moon sign tells you how you feel safe and how you nourish yourself on a daily basis. So the wellness guide is a really great direct offering to help you embody your moon and also figure out what helps you feel more grounded when you are a little emotionally unstable or chaotic. And it comes with a guided meditation as well. And I also have this will be a great like holiday gift, a custom meditation on your birth chart. It's called Stillness to Self. And I just take a look at your birth chart in human design and kind of intuitively create a meditation and record the audio and send it to you. And you can listen to it whenever you feel lost or distorted, to really ground back into your gifts and who you are through this, method of relaxation. So all the readings, all the offerings, I have gift cards for if you're looking for a gift for someone this holiday season. And yeah,
That's
you
fun.
can find me
It's fun. Like,
awakenwellness.com. My Instagram is @awake.in.wellness. So yeah, I would love to
I put all the right handles and everything in the comments for people. I promise. I love this. This is so much fun. I want to have you back, like I said, on my podcast in the new year to talk about what's going on in 2025 and all of that. So I'm sure people are going to be loving on this. Thank you, ladies, for sharing all your wisdom and insights with us today. So appreciate it.
This was so fun. Thank you, Stacey. This was really, really beautiful.
Yes. Have a beautiful rest of your day.
Yes, everyone.
Take care.
Oh, now I see a comment.